Good morning, Saturday morning, and I thought I would show you all, those of you who are interested, my newest guitar assembly, or construction. This is patterned after a cigar box guitar. Now, in previous iterations, I built a kit of a Telecaster Deluxe. Basically, the whole thing came in a box, and all I really had to do was finish some of the parts with varnish and stuff like that, and assemble it all. And I had to assemble some electronics and solder some things. But all in all, not really that difficult, and really didn't use a lot of woodworking skills. I did have to cut out the headstock from a paddle that came, but other than that, really not much. More just following directions, and I'm pretty good at that. Then the next thing I built was, off camera, was this thing, and this is a tenor ukulele. It's a pineapple style. That's why it has such a body shape as it does. I have made some changes to it. I added a piezo pickup underneath the saddle. I took the tailpiece off and decided to just attach everything to the bridge itself. Stays in tune a lot better, easier. So that I added some holes to the top to increase the volume. So that worked out pretty well. Okay. And now I have my latest thing. This is as you can see, the body is basically a coffin. And it has sound holes that are also shaped like little coffins. And even the headstock is also shaped like a little coffin. Okay, I did have to buy tuning keys. These are actually locking tuning keys. So once I put the string through, I can tighten this down, and that locks the string into the tuning key. And it helps keep it in tune a little better. I'm kind of thinking that on some of my other guitars, so eventually I might change those tuning keys. It has a small resonator, so that gives it a little more volume, I think. It has a floating bridge. This bridge can move around, and that helps me with intonation. The volume is about what I would expect. Pretty loud. Now, unlike the ukulele or the kit guitar, I actually made the neck of this from boards. This top part, which is the fingerboard, the fretboard, is made of honey locust. When I went to the board place that cuts down urban trees and makes them into boards, I asked the guy, what is your hardest wood that you sell? And he said, the hardest wood we have right now is the honey locust. So I got a piece of that. I had him plane it down to a little over 1/4 of an inch thickness. And then if you look, that is how thick it is on this board. And that brings it 1/4 of an inch above the top of the guitar. The bottom of the neck, the other part of the neck, and the headstock, and that neck actually goes all the way through to the end. That continues all the way through. Underneath this is actually screwed to the back of the neck. That gives it a lot more structural rigidity, And because I do not have truss rods in this, that hopefully will keep it. Also, the neck is just a little thicker than it is on my guitars. Once again, no truss rod. I need something to make that neck as stable and unbendable as possible. Also inside here, there is 2 springs. Basically, I bought a door spring, cut it in half, but not exactly equal. So I have 2 springs. That gives me some reverb. So even when I mute the strings, you can hear just a little residual sound come from it, and I think that adds a little to the ambience. The top of this is just screwed on with 4 screws, okay? And so those 4 screws hold it all on. The piezo, which I do also have on this, is underneath this bridge. It's a flat piezo. It's not in the saddle. It's under here, attached to the back of this metal. And it has a volume control. So that's good. I can control the volume of this. So here's what it sounds like. So if I plug it in, I can make it pretty much as loud as I want. I'm not going to do that because it'll make the whole house shake. I use something simple to hold it up with a strap so that I can let go of it. Basically little eye screws attached to some rope. And so that's real simple. Once I have it kind of adjusted, I don't need to adjust it anymore. I decorated it with these little brass corners to give it a more kind of antique-y feel. So that's pretty much it. Now I have to learn how to play it, which it is tuned to an open chord, a major chord. This one is tuned to an open G. So there's a G, there's a D, and this is a G. And it's not quite as loud as a big guitar, but the fact is with these metal strings on it, it has a pretty nice tone to it, and it's plenty loud for me. So thank you very much. I will return you to your normal programming.